Tēnā koutou katoa, the government is scrapping pre-departure test requirements for international arrivals from Monday. It comes a month earlier than planned, with the COVID response minister saying the availability and cost of getting a test are becoming a barrier for travellers. Zane Small reports.
After years of COVID isolation, expect to see crowds like this back at Auckland Airport. Pre-departure tests no longer a requirement from Monday.
It is really good timing for the ski season, especially after all the snow we've had this week, and also for the upcoming school holidays.
The government says the challenges pre-departure tests pose to visitors are no longer outweighed by the public health benefits.
The requirement that you had a test 48 hours prior to departure and the short incubation period of Omicron meant that actually there were a number of people on planes either with COVID or incubating COVID, so I don't believe the risk is materially impacted by this.
The government initially planned to scrap pre-departure testing requirements by the end of July when the border fully reopens to the world. But with just a 2 to 3% positivity rate among arrivals since the border reopened, it's now considered safe to drop the policy.
A rapid antigen test on day 1 and day 5 of arrival is still required. If they test positive, they'll then need to get a PCR test swab to keep on top of Omicron subvariants.
We're expecting, because they do have slightly higher transmissibility, that they'll become dominant, and we expect them to become dominant by around about the start of July. And so that, that could point to a bit of a wave, a bit of a peak in July.
But COVID isn't the only concern. Influenza now makes up a third of hospital admissions. Dr. Welsh says flu shots should be free for all.
Flu is definitely a very serious disease. It can have more serious outcomes than COVID.
I think we're probably seeing the numbers who are getting sick at the moment higher than we would expect it at this time. But there's no question, flu is here, it's having an effect, and we've got to do everything we can to keep people safe.
Viruses are a forever evolving threat, with people increasingly on the move. Zane Small, Newshub.